Shin Yutas. Shin Yutas. Sif Dalet. Yoytzel HaDerech. Tzarich L'spalol Tefillas HaDerech. Shehi. Hiratze Mefanecha Hashem Elokeinu V'Elokei Aviseinu. Sheilicheinu L'Shalim. Va'af Im Hoilich Yichidi. Yemarne B'Loshen Rabim. Sheilicheinu. Satideinu L'Shalim. Sadricheinu L'Shen Rabim. Shemitoich Kach Tfilosoi Nishmas. When you coil yourself with a rabbim, mitoich kach tefilosei nishmas.
Tolichenu, it's two legs. It's Tolichenu.
V'imbala hoisiv ba divri ritzui, yachol la'imram b'lashon yachid. If you want to add inside other lashonis, then you could do it b'lashon yachid. Kivan she'enim matbeya habracha shekabel chayvel rab. The nusach that was made l'rabim, you can't change that. But if you want to add in another lashon, your own lashon, you could say b'lashon yachid. V'yesh mi she'omer she'al pi hasoid ishloimer milas v'sineni l'chein b'lashon yachid. Afapi shumadbeya habracha kavua l'rabim.
Only this way.
Yeah. And that is the Minhag Chabad in the Alter Rebbe Siddur. I don't know if in other Siddurim have this. It's just not exactly like it says there, V'sineni is V'sitneni. With another tough. V'sitneni, we say it always B'lashon Yachid, because this is Api Hasoid. For Kabbalah. Not Api Nigla, it doesn't make sense. Everything's Lashon Rabim.
Only this word is big.
So Lashon Rabim is a Sitneni, this is Api Kabbalah. There's a Sefer, Hakona, is written by Rabbi in the Chunya ben Hakona, the Tanoim. Omin adin, Yachol loymar Tefillas HaDerech, hafilu kishehu mahalach. Min adin, you could say it even when you're walking. Al mishum mehiyois toiv al tikira. Yamoid kishiyamarno and efshaloi. If you could say it while you're standing in one spot, it's better. Kegoin shebenei hashayara gamkin oimdin. In those days, people would travel like in a group. It was dangerous to travel by yourself. Because there were ganovim, like the listim, like we say in the nusach of Tefillas HaDerech. Listim, chayis rois, HaDerech. So there's chayis rois and listim, you travel in a group, it's safer. So if the Bnei Hashiyara will wait for you, you could say Tefillas HaDerech standing. Mikol mokim ein tzarech lamed elimi leilech. Only if you're walking, there's an inyan to stand. Im hayachachuv, you're riding, ein tzarech leilech, elo yamid habehema mileilech. The behemoth stops, but you're not walking. V'im efshaloi shim yirkev harei im efshaloi, if it's shaykh. Because if you ride, it's like you're walking. So just like we said earlier, al so if you could be oimid, don't be mahalech. Same thing with gabi rechiva. If you could stop being reichiv, stop being reichiv. But if you can't, you can't. Vuhu adin liyoshi ba'gola shein tzarech leired Lahamid hasusim im efshaloi. They say when the Rebbe barely left the city, They went to visit the camp, the early years when the
One time,
opened up the camp. So on the way, he asked to stop on the side, to say Tefillas HaDerech.
we did ever said it after you wrote Street and the Palisade and 17, like we did ever said it. And then
It's not out of emotion.
People say to go upstate to say Tefillas HaDerech. Most people say, I mean, it depends which routes, but if you go, let's say, in the Palisades,
His house is all along.
in the Palisades is house all along. I mean, a lot of areas which are like very,
Like Bear Mountain.
very mountain for sure, yeah.
I think after the bridge, after Washington Bridge, you
Oh, yeah,
start
houses are all along. The left side of the city's all along. I usually say it's somewhere in the Palisades when it seems like it's, but maybe you can't really see. Maybe there's a lot of deer crossings and there's a,
till after Muncie, you have Glacier. Mount every exit.
sure. Because Vanenu really as soon as you start driving it feels that's
It's like Glacier, say Shem Hashem. It's the view.
right. The ending, yeah. The ending. The beginning is not as Yiratzen is easier than a bracha. Right? A bracha is more every time I have to look into exactly what is it what is considered the ear.
so you said the Rebbe told him to stop the car, middle of the highway.
That's what I heard. Maybe
The
I have
Rebbe said
to
this and then continue driving, got out of the car.
listen. If you added a tchum here,
He went out of the car.
stood up. Let's say went out of the car.
Oh, he went out of the car, said Tfilas Adech, and then when he came back,
It's just a stop.
he stood on the road, said
The truth is, I don't know.
It's
He asked for sure the car should stop. That I heard.
That's a kana to stop.
Maybe we're gonna side area. Maybe we're gonna stop.
Rest up.
Ein tzarich loimer tfilas haderech el pamach as b'chol yom shu hoilech. Afilim yenuach be'ir be'emtza hayoyim b'choizer leches yimena lahala oy loshev lebeisoi.
that you don't say.
You don't say it again. If you're going to go back right away. Udaite lalun be'ir v'achakach nimlech v'yotze mimena laver chutzala further I lost the base to go back. Then so last the spalis upon macheres kiu kvar lumba. Your machshava alone can mechayiv you again. You came to the city and your plan was to stay there that night, so you finished with your journey. But then later you changed your mind that you want to go back or continue the journey. It's ki'ilu kvar lanba, and now you need a new tefillas haderech because it's like the seam of the journey. Shekenu b'chol habrachis, sheshen nimlach tzalaz levarach. He refers you to dinei pichas hapedes. When it comes to all other dinim of brachis, once you had in mind that I'm nifsek from the meichel, you have to make another bracha now if you want to continue eating. So it's a din of nimlach. This is over here. If you were nimlach from the trip, so now it's a new bracha.
It's not what kavana you make when you start your journey.
Yeah. Well, now he thought he's going to stay in the city. Then he came to the city. Then he changed his mind. So now he wants to go back home or he wants to go to another city. So you have to make another tefillas haderech.
It's like another journey.
A new journey, because you are mafsik in your mind. You're mafsik from this chelik. Me'ei masai mispalo isa.
Go back to say this answer in English on.
Usually say because you don't go back in the same right away.
Is there no stuff in the
Yeah, there is a nusach there in the parentheses if you're planning coming back that day.
There's a mention,
Let's see if maybe he'll say it later. I don't know. He's saying, when would you say V'satzirenu? You're saying a new one already. So when do you put in the V'satzirenu?
No, I mean, if you have a mind to go back and forth, you say stop turning.
Right. For that day, Hastis. Right. That day itself,
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Chico in the Yom Yom, it says one of the Rabbeim that used to travel somewhere. Every day he used to tell us the but without Shem Malchus. When he traveled, he said Shem Malchus, but then every day he said the
So why would he do that?
without Shem Hashem.
So why would he do that?
I have to look in the Yom Yom why. What's the reason?
Doesn't say the reason there. Why?
Oh,
That's a big madrega.
the what? The what?
You say it on shlichus every day. He felt like he's not home, and he wants to be by the Rebbe. He's only here on shlichus. I think he said it because it's a machlekes, but I'm just thinking
Sorry, my daughter answered.
that when you're somewhere in the Saida, the trip is finished.
Yeah.
So I guess the shaila is if you're
on the way there, you say it's up to him. If you have in mind to come back the same day.
he was going to stay somewhere for a week or two. So the Rebbe Shab would say every day without Shem Malchus. It seems like there was a day, a hell that you should say it every day that you're not home. So he said without Shem Malchus, mitzad the suffix. Now, me'emes emispal oisa sivav misha shemahalach baderech. Avaloi k'shedayin hu b'toich ir shadar ba she'ein l'spal tefillas HaDerech ad sheyachzik b'derech v'ibura shel ir hainu ayin ama v'shirayim samach l'ir harei hu k'toich l'ir. As long as you are within a little bit over 70 amas, which is the shear by Tchum Shabbos, we say that the ear is considered till 70 amas and a bit after the last house in the city. V'yesh b'shematir, afil b'toich ir, mishal shegomer b'libay, v'heichen atzmai lotas by b'yoyim, shezenika gamkin hefzik baderech, shemuchzik leilech b'vadai. Ishlis mech al dvarav b'di eved.
I think I put this when I sit on the bed parkway. Right?
You're in the city, so it's
Bed parkway is still in the city. So when exactly sits on the when I take off?
Is there a hemshich echad all the way? There's areas of I mean, 2,000 amas is not a lot, right? What I'm saying is there areas that are. It could be there are patches of forest, and if you're still in the city. How do you define city?
New York City.
You could be in the Adirondacks in New York City.
Somewhere.
For the Tchum, it's already considered out.
Yeah. Airport's out.
I tell you, the hard thing to understand about it is that there's no problem of any more listing the Chayes and B'derech in that area specifically.
An airplane.
There is something. Okay, so the airplane.
The Nusach HaBracha doesn't say dangers of flying, but you're having in mind.
The Maisa, by the way, a lot of places can hold the minhag in a lot of places not to make on domestic flights. They only make on international flights because you're Yodei Hayom. You're Yodei Hayom.
That's for the Bracha Lagoimo, nothing
That's Fagoyim.
Inside confusing. You're right.
That's
confusing. Yeah, good for going. Yeah. Yeah. Well, for Tefillas HaDerech for plane flying.
Sure.
You were sure over a mucking.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the question is when you said it.
2,000 up.
And when the plane take off, when you start to say first on the plane, when the plane take off. When you have a flight, I have a flight 10 hours. An hour after the flight, 5 minutes into the flight.
On the runway.
On the runway.
On the runway, for sure, Mishal Hechzik Baderech. Right?
And then
It's actually mashma a little bit. Maybe you should wait till you start to actually fly. From here. Or the Hakel Kishubederech, Yachol Oim Vitoichi Ir Shalon Ba. Kimin Shakai Hexik Bahoidach Baderech. Vaidenu Machsik Ba. Shibir Zuini Oilech Not Alone. Interesting, he says that once you
had your wife sleep in the city,
This section not all.
Oilech Not Alone, that's Shi'ir Shalom Ba, not means that you are going to. You're not leaning towards. It seems like he's saying that you're allowed to say it even when you arrive in the city that you're planning on staying, and you didn't arrive yet at the home where
you came into the city, you could already sing it.
you could still say it
Like,
because in this city you're only in HaDerech. It's not your place where you live. So you can still say Tefillas HaDerech. Just thinking what happens if you're going somewhere and you're staying in that place in a hotel, and from there you're going to travel weiter, you're going to continue traveling to another city. So the next day when you travel weiter, you should make another Tefillas HaDerech.
One per day. Always on the side.
Okay, you're right. And hey, we said, Yisarach lem tezech apam achas v'chol yom shu hayla.
and on the way back, same thing.
Yeah.
Unless you made a hefsek. Unless you made a hefsek, so then you could say it more than once in a day, right? That you had a mind, you made a hefsek. But other than that, during the day, you can only do it once a day. Seems it's interesting because in the parentheses, Alter Rebbe says that with the Hakel, even if you're already in that city, you can still say it. Even though Ba'etzim, you arrived in the city of your destination. You can still say the tefillah, right?
Because you were guessing the city.
Since you're only in HaDerech, you can still say the tefillah. Shal, what does he need a tefillah anymore? He's not in the makim listing the chayis rois.
You see that city doesn't.
Look at the ending of Sivav. It says, "L'divrei hako kishu HaDerech yachol oimer v'toich ha'ir shalamba." You're going to stay in. Ki kivan shekrai hechsa v'hoylech b'derech v'idenu machsiv ba.
Talking about when he's leaving. He's on the way out. He just slept overnight, so Mela he's leaving. He can say it in the city. He doesn't have to wait till he's out of the city.
The ear that you were lamba last night,
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah. No?
But you already said it.
No, ear zu eine elo oirich not
Right, he just
alone.
slept there overnight. So he slept there by night. Mela, even when he's in the city, but he's on the way out, he's a traveler. You could say it. The Rapo, because he doesn't live there. Isn't that what he's saying? He's one
He
of the
starts
kids.
us about me'emes mispalo isa loik shadayin b'toichi yeshadarva. Yesh v'shamatir afilu b'toichi ir mishasha gamer liboy v'heichen atzei latzes. Even if he didn't yet leave.
Right.
Yesh v'shamatir.
And he could be
Or
saying,
divrei hakol b'diavi k'visay mechalim. Or the divrei hakol, which all the shittas in this sif will be happy with.
Shubadara.
Kashu b'derech.
Not when he's in his ear.
Where is he now? He's not in his own city yet.
Right.
Which city is he in?
Traveling. Some other city. He slept overnight.
Look, Kashuba Derech Yachol Oimra B'toich Ir
Right.
Shalamba. Which city?
Is the visiting city.
Yeah, the one he's going to.
No.
The visiting one he's going to visit.
Or the one he's traveling through. It's not his own city.
Lamba means he's going to stay there overnight.
Shalom, he did it. Shalom, past tense.
Oh,
That's in the past.
Yeah.
good, but that's a new day.
Yes.
Right, so that's what he's saying. He's going back to originally what we said.
Yeah.
He could say B'choyim Shahila.
Right. But he could say the chiddush on this sif is that he could say in the city that he's
Because he's
traveling,
already on the way. He's saying it's in the city.
that he's not his city.
Right. The Chiddush is in the city,
Yeah.
but
Because it's not his city, he just slept overnight, so maybe he's traveling.
very good. Yeah, mystic.
That's what I think he's saying.
I think you're right. The next morning.
Yeah.
The next morning.
Yeah.
So, but l'chayda, that amira is aha. So Kumte says this var really clarifies the first thing.
Yeah.
We said you could say pam achas b'chol yom. Once it's the second day of traveling already, so that day you could say it right away. If you're traveling in the summer, you're going in a few places. When you meant the outset, you have to say it after you left the ear. But then when you continue saying it every day, when you continue traveling you're going to leave that city, you're going to leave the Ibure of that city, and go to another city. Then you don't have to wait till you left the Ibure of that city. Then, because you're on the derech already, as soon as you're going to leave, it's already enough. Yeah, that's pshat. Tiv Zayin, Tefillas HaDerech, Chesemes B'Baruch, Ve'enei Pesachas B'Baruch, She'ein Ela B'Akoshes Rachanim. V'Afa B'Kein, Toiv L'Hasmicha L'Eze Bracha, K'dei She'tiyeh Bracha Hasmucha L'Chaverta.
When I would eat something in the car, it's migmizenes, and then have in mind that this portion also that eat a candy, drink
Yeah.
something.
She'ein Tzarech L'Ftayach B'Baruch, K'goyin Im Hoylach B'Boiker, Yasmichenu L'Birchas HaGoymel, Chasodim Toivim L'Ami Yisrael. Im Evarich Birchas HaShacher, La'acher Shehechzik B'Derech. If you're saying Birchas HaShacher after Shehechzik B'Derech, because it has to be after you already went on the road, right? Like in the first just like a leg of the journey, say outside the ear. So if you're saying Birchas HaShacher outside the city, so say it after Agoymel. Im Hoylach Be'emtza Hayoim, so you can't be masmiche to brachas. Then yoichol a yishte kishir shivare bracha achreina oyatel mayim yivarach ashiyatzar v'yarkach yaschol miyad yiratzon fanecha afterwards.
In those days, they traveled probably at the break of dawn because they had to travel only that light. So they left.
They use that all the time. They had to leave early.
Yeah.
Use that all the time to travel.
Because before dark, they had to set up the ark.
It's like you don't want to go on the Titanic at night, you know.
What?
The Titanic, you know,
Titanic.
there's no lights there.
Right. So people that go camping, they're up very early and because they have to set up already camp before it gets dark. So
Before it's dark.
it takes an hour to wind down.
Yeah. Okay. Lo yitiknu tefillas HaDerech sheyesh leilech parsa shiches alofim amo 8,000 amos shapachis bi parsa b'kari v'le'ir eini mokim sakana min hastam. Less than a parsa close to the city, we assume it's not a mokim sakana, it's too close to the city. Parsa. You want to say it on a journey which is less than a parsa. Lo yachtem bebaruch. Don't say the Shem Hashem. Avam hu mokim musa b'sakana. Tzarech lo yimer fil b'sakana. This is all when we say min hastam, assumption. But if you know that this city, leaving the city is already dangerous right away.
Go to the Bronx. Every street you have to say go.
So then you could say Tefillas HaDerech even less than a parsa. It's only what we're saying when it's min hastam. But it's muchzik, you could say less because you're already out of the Borei Shalir. V'yesh oimim shleitikim Tefillas HaDerech el b'tchilas HaDerech she parsa yishoina.
And if you press it,
V'yesh lacho shediveim l'chatchila v'oimra b'parsa yishoina. V'mshachem al oimra yoimra sakol zman shel HaDerech. Shel say it in the beginning, right in that spot.
When you're in the plane, how many
But
times?
if
When you're going to Israel in the plane, you're changing cities and countries. How many times do you have to say it? Once. One time.
Unless you're flying overnight, so then they might get two brothers.
Like Australia.
Or if you sleep on the plane.
It's once. It's right.
I don't know.
It's once.
many good people do it once.
Yeah.
you're getting it. You're getting it. In fact, I started New York.
Yeah.
You leave Sunday, you can fly to the almost 30 hours, 21 hours,
Steady.
and you get a day before. Make no sense like that.
Well, a ma'asim shachem al oimra yomer oisa calls man shabaderech. You could say it the whole time on the journey. Or bavad shaloi higia l'toich parsa hasmucha le'ir sheroitza lolumba. If you came already into the parsa next to the city you want to stay. So remember, when you come into the parsa, you're already considered part of the city. From there on, just like we said the opposite, when you leave the city, if you're planning going less than a parsa out of the city, you usually don't say Tefillas HaDerech. If you want to say it, you say it without a bracha. Without the bracha at the ending, you just say Ki'ata Shmei Tefillas Kol Peh. Just don't say the Baruch Atah Hashem in the ending. And the same thing the other way. When you're coming to the city, if you forgot to say it and now you're ready, find yourself in Parsa samach to the city. So then say it without a bracha.
In the beginning part, say Hashem or hear to Hashem again.
Yeah, because a tefillah, a yiratzin, shem by yiratzin is different than a bracha. The nusach of a bracha complicates things more. Bracha levatala, it's more of an issue than saying a yiratzin. Because there are many yiratzins. When it comes to brachas, there's something unique about we don't say any brachas that Chazal were not masakin. There's like a whole discussion about the bracha of Anais Yoev Koyach. Right, that this was not from Zman Chazal, it's from the Goinim. So there's a discussion in Shulchan Aruch about it. So we're careful about the brachas. We don't make up new brachas. But Yehiratzins, you have so many different Yehiratzins that people say. As long as you're not saying the Shem Hashem in a, you're saying it in a way of a Derech Tefillah, Yehiratzin, it's okay. and it's not as an issue of the baruch, of the bracha. Siftas. Hayoytze l'derech toiv sheyita l'shus migdoyle he'ir. Half a pisha einam rabboisav kedei sheyivorchuhu v'al yomer loy leich b'shalom aleich l'shalom.
Or focus on it.
The Gemara says we don't say shall you say sha'amar l'shalom leich l'shalom Allah v'hitzliach. The David sha'amar la'av shalom leich v'shalom halach v'nitla. So somehow the Gemara derives that v'shalom is telling you to go into peace. Into peace, the ultimate peace. You're not running there. You're running to Olam Haba. To go into peace. Leich l'shalom. The way should be a peaceful way, not that you're looking to go to the shalom. Those days, traveling was a very big deal. I think so. You to the shus me'abaysav, get a bracha. You're leaving the stat.
But today we don't have that.
Gesegnet.
No, I remember when I used to travel to study, I was at the store by München, another place. I remember calling for this entire.
Traveling then was a big thing.
Something else. Open it.
Yeah, people still get brachas and things. Kishu HaDerech yasik b'toyra. Shenemar b'lechtecha HaDerech. Shema. Well, yasik b'iyun halacha shliyita HaDerech. Elam kein yoshe b'agala v'ish acher manik asusim. Unless you're not the driver. If you're driving, you might miss the exit. So you have to concentrate. So make sure the shear you're listening to on the
I can see your kind of a car. Finding something.
He didn't know which car was his car.
Right.
I had a chaver who was parked in front of his house, double parked. He was waiting for someone in the building across the street. He sees it was mamish punkt in front of Rabbi Yael's house. So Rabbi Yael opens the back door and sits down for the back seat. He looks at him, Rabbi Yael looks at him. He realized, he entered the wrong car. He was waiting for a ride and he entered the car. He was all embarrassed. He said, "No, just Rabbi Yael, tell me where you need to go. I'll take you." So he took him.
That's right.
I one time took him to Borough Park, and he didn't know how to say Fort Hamilton or which direction, but he knew he's a Kohen, and he didn't want to go the route Fort Hamilton has a cemetery with the trees hanging over.
They cut them down now.
They cut them down now?
They cut them over the base of time so that it doesn't have oil.
Because of this, they cut it? Oh, interesting. So he would tell me, "Never nish the veg from the base of Kvaris." Didn't know the Dominican word. Don't take me that way to the base of Kvaris. Didn't want more than that. What street it was, where it was. Didn't really know.
They said that under they have Jewish people at a few levels.
Because really, for a goy, it's not such a problem. I think it's goyish. The goyish.
It's goyish up, but they have under.
They do? Yeah, I didn't know.
Somebody told me.
Yeah, because
It took some
it
time.
says Adam kiyamus ba'oil, that Adam is matama ba'oil. Most hold it's a problem only of a yid.
Drabanan, they say, well, it's really the hospital.
I don't remember exactly. It's not so posh. It's a machlekes about it. Maybe it's just as I remember exactly. Yeah, it could be the certain shittas that hold this way. That's why they have sometimes issues with going to museums and because I think we're machmer to other shittas.
Yeah.
Ashkenazim talk about this. It sounded give a lot of shiur about Shno Ashkenazim. It's more
Big
than
speaker, yeah.
the speaker. Said when he was in Putin and came to Bulon, he said, "Why didn't you can so in Sincerity and told him your Ashkenazi son, I have a favor to give your father, you please come to my house to eat Friday night. I invite you." Please ask him, "Will you leave? What's your address?" You know, Pasha. So I don't know the address. He doesn't have a way. You know the house, but
The al yoichel baderech Yoitze mikishir achila shnei ra'avin. Shem choyli me'ayin. Onkein yoishiv besvina chayoitze ba. When you're traveling, you should be careful
Not to eat a lot.
not to eat a lot.
So then you're going to need the bathroom.
No, because you're shaking.
And gets stomach sickness.
It's sleeping when you.
How about the fancy boat to make traveling?
The cruise.
Cruise, yeah.
It says here they have a heter not to serve so much. Kishir achila shnei ra'avin. So they don't have to serve the cruise. They don't have a lot of food. They could show them that you're not supposed to eat so much. Ellen King Yoshib Svina. Svina coming, yeah, so they tie it on the cruise. They could serve Kala Madana Matsuyin Kafir.
What's the share?
But I think that over there they dafka do get sick because of the
Which one?
it takes time for the stomach to get used to the few days.
No,
Seasick.
It's seasick.
Seasick, yeah.
What's Shnei Robin?
Times when you're hungry, you don't eat a lot. You pinch on what you eat.
Oh,
The oven,
Shnei Robin is the years of Robin.
years of the oven that you don't eat so much. So you keep down your
Intake.
I wonder what the shear is, if there's a shear, but you shouldn't
Right.
keep to limit what you're eating when you're traveling. Okeshenichas le'ir lalon yukanis b'kitoiv v'yetz b'kitoiv, meaning go in by daylight and leave by daylight. Shema yipel ve'achas hapchosim, you can fall into a ditch or something, you don't see where you're going. Aval samach le'iroi, to be next to your city, that you know, Shiyudei l'zamar sham, you know where the pad hills are. Because you shouldn't travel in she'ein lochos shel mazikim. Mazikim are scared if you have two people; they don't bother you. So if you have two,
Mazikim is a chef,
yeah,
and the chef cannot take care of the two people.
he's scared of two people. It doesn't come.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know the hell mazikim. You have to know what is a lion scared of? What is the mazikim? They have what they mazik sees two people. He doesn't want to start up with them. The hilchos mazikim. The knisasim, but now we have other dinim. Hilchos abeis hamedrash. So chispal b'knisasi she'eret dvar takola yodei. It's yosei lo litin hoida al chalkei. B'knisasi oimer.
That's all.
You don't say nishale kashal dva'alacha. Voidim mish yoshev lomed b'yichidus. If you're learning privately, fratim migia lohira, especially if you're someone shaychus to making a hira, saying a halacha, pasquin, so it's valshita b'limud. Or b'hira loy ma'al tamei tar v'lei asamutter, not to change halacha. Don't be so confident. You have to daven for it. The toiv leimer nusach echad kotzer koilul harbe. Say one nusach that has koilo everything. Without yiratzin fenech shem aleikein v'lekevis the Torah ina b'moris v'secha. Vatzileini m'komich shavotos heim medini isva het heim medini mamanis heim beira heim melimud gal ina b'bita flois v'secha masha shagisi if I made a mistake. Kwa hamideni ala emes stand show me the truth. Vat hatzel mipi dvar emes ad ma'oid. Ki Hashem yitin chachma Piv das usvona. What does it mean? Al tatzel mipi var emes ad moed. Listen, al tatzel mipi. Shalem b'chabura etzal vakesh gam kishal yismach takalasam. Yismach takalasa. You shouldn't be happy when they make a mistake in learning, and they shouldn't happy when you make a mistake.
Does he like leave? Like
Well, tatzel takes anything. You mean a tatzel mipi var emes ad moed. Kufi what does it say in Kufi there? I don't know. To look in the English translation. It's Yasimo Oimer Moidani Huadin Ha'oisik. What does it mean? Moidani doesn't say the Nusach here. I don't think Lamaisa that people say this, these Yiratzins. I know in a lot of the Gemaras, they print them in the first page. Open the Gemara. I don't think that the minhag is that people say these Yeratzos today.
Maybe the people who sit in the court.
We don't say it.
Not a minhag in Chabad. I
The
don't know.
judges, based on the sitting the court,
Put the out there bad in Shulchan Aruch. It's one of those things where you put it there because it's a lot of people do it, but
based in Leiro,
He's not going to change the Shulchan Aruch the way it is. I don't know if I don't think I can yeshivas or koilim they say this. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in other Chassidish and Litvish. Did you ever see anyone
one
say
of the
this?
teacher when I was young, he used to stop no more and listen. He said, "One second, guys, I want you to explain who is this. So what we're saying in word, so explain a couple of minutes. Okay, now I can learn it. Time to time, you should know what you're learning. Stay as a shem.
you ever say that you know people people that say this, you hear it.
The Litvaks, and they do say it. Sometimes I've heard I've seen it said. Like in yeshiva, you ever saying with the boys in the morning and not the boys, like the heathen. They're open from privately, people who learn Koilo or something, and say it. Said.
I see a lot saying it. Magachio saying it.
Hasidic people.
It says about the title here, do not separate from my mouth the word of truth.
And he says, don't take emes away from my mouth. So, Atat al taflish. Repeat, try emes ad ma'oid. What does ad ma'oid mean? To the, at all, maybe. Utterly. Do not take it away utterly from me. I mean, leave me with emes. Yeah.
Why use the word tatzah?
Interesting lashon.
It's very.
What's the lashon of the pasuk?
He quotes from
Genesis
Genesis 31:9. Vayotzo, and Hashem separated your father's property and gave it to me. Vayotzo.
Yaakov sold the love. Yeah, lashon separate, but I didn't mean separate from my mouth. I guess don't separate from keep emes
I'm sure
in my mouth.
True.
When I say halacha, it should be the emes halacha. We say the Gemara back and forth.
Well, if we don't say it, we have to remember. We have to remember this.
Tatzah is also
We
shadow.
need siyata de shmaya.
Of course.
Tatzah is also tzel, shadow.
Right? And also lashon saving. Saving could be similar to hafrasha. You're making mafresh someone from the sakana, maybe. Sale. I don't know what the connection.
Don't like block from my mouth. Emes.
Right.
And shade, shadow.
Don't remove from my mouth dvar emes ad ma'oid. It's like an interesting nusach, but that's the nusach pasuk, right? So, okay, the big thing we have to clarify is today. L'maisa is the whole Inyan of Tefillas HaDerech is a little interesting because l'maisa there's no sakana today to go chutz le'ir. We don't have the situation today.
Kaisers and cops.
So,
Yes, cameras.
they have the ways to tell you where the cop is now.
Yeah.
So the ways tells you where the cop is and where the cameras are.
To watch.
When you get to that, maybe you get sheriffs. You have a problem. You get sheriffs.
You have to sit at Sileni Matzlemot.
I one time was driving somewhere and it was like in the summer and it was like maybe past Lake George going up, and I was on the and it was empty the road and I was in the left lane. And I didn't know that you're not allowed to be in the left lane. Passing, maybe I didn't know. I didn't remember. So one of these sheriffs, the sheriff over there, sheriff pulled me over for it. I know what he's pulling me over for. He tells me you're in the left lane. Ending of the day, I came back that way, same way on the same highway, and there was a flooding in the road. It was like raining and it was flooding, and that road got flooded. So there were sheriffs turning all the cars around. So when you pulled up, the sheriff would tell you, roll down your window, would tell you how to go. Well, hold on, I'm with the same sheriff again. And then he looks at me, he recognized me. He's like, did I meet you before? I'm like, yeah, you gave me a ticket a few hours ago. So maybe he'll He'll take off the ticket now.
You gave you tickets in there?
He gave me the ticket then for the driving the left lane.
Tell him
But I met him late on the ending of the day. He was like, looks at me. How many Eden did you have over there? You know, and he remembered me.
I was going to Bell Park when the police stopped me. I said, "What do you stop me for?" I went too fast. He said, "No, you fly too low." Okay.
You drove in the.
I some reason I feel that there's less caps around. I don't know if it's just
I guess you're not driving.
Hergish.
I guess you're not driving a lot. There's more and more cops.
And
More
yeah,
more.
I don't like upstate. I don't find it as much.
With the
Palisades and the 17.
kidding, right? So many of them.
Yeah,
The uncover cop. Phew.
Palisades. They used to be flooding the Palisades. I don't know, the hidden caps and this.
Yeah, they are.
I get, it could be because of the ways we don't see as much. We have them. I don't know.
Could be certain times.
I used to always have in the Palisades. I felt it was like they were always on top of you on the Palisades. With a lot of
I
sheriffs.
just go by what it says the road. 65, I go 70 or more. 50.
Yeah. Okay. You could do cruise control. You can
Yeah,
make. You
yeah.
can be careful.
Don't get so much faster.
Huh?
Don't get so much faster. That's 5-minute difference. I mean,
No, but you don't even realize you have a good car.
You don't realize
You have
it.
55 or 80, you don't know that car goes so smooth. You don't feel it. But you don't
I used to go upstate. I went for 30 years.
Where did you go?
Everyone Woodmere, Woodford, South Forsberg.
Jewish lady went.
And one time I got a ticket.
I said, good. My husband
And,
always said that.
you know, and they give you
No,
2 months
no,
to
I
come.
got a ticket. So, yeah.
And I
not gonna
came.
give you a
So
ticket.
that guy go, and the police wasn't there, so they dismissed me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, then.
But you were upstate. You had to go upstate with it.
I had to go sometime. Maybe he's working there and I have to stop.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Everybody say thank you.
thank you, Rob.